G'day guys and welcome to Matty's workshop. Crazy time in the world, eh? This coronavirus, it's getting fairly serious and it's far away from over, I believe. This is where the YouTube community I reckon is fantastic, because I've noticed there's a lot of videos coming up on people I'm subscribed to who are stuck at home and they're trying to make the best of a bad time, which is really good to see. I've got my kids home now, they're inside doing a bit of homeschool work, which they weren't overly excited about to start with, but sat them down, had to act to them and explained to them how bad this is, and now they realise that, you know, shit, Dad's not bad teacher. Yeah, sort of teach them my way, you know, in a sense. I've just started a new project. I'm still waiting on some inserts to turn up from China for the dovetail cutter and some part off tools, so I can have a follow up on the videos where I improved the compound slide and like for parting off, and I've done a modification to the part off tool, which I haven't shown, but that'll be shown when we're getting the inserts turn up. The dovetail cutter I want to do a update on, which I can't do that because I've still got no inserts. I've ordered another packet of inserts from out of Sydney, from Wentworth, but still waiting for them to arrive. So if any of these inserts turn up by the time I finish doing this video, I'll tack a bit on the end somewhere or do something and show it. So the project today is to build a Keyway cutter for the shaper. I did build one quite some time ago, which is pretty primitive. I'll just grab it, show you. So you sort of, I built this when I sort of first got the shaper. Simply goes in a lantern tool holder. Very $2 job makeup, you'd say. Now, I seen Everett from over at Everett's Workshop build one, and I really like the design. It looks rigid, and it definitely works. He used his to no trouble. So I had it was a rocker box pin out of one of the trailers I used to tow. It had spring suspension, wasn't an airbag, it had spring under it. And the rocker box pins, or the main bolt that went through the rocker box, was they used to wear, and what a lot of the times the threaded portion on the end, because it was such a reduced diameter, people would hang on them like crazy, and they'd, you know, when they're changing the bushes out, and they'd strip the thread on the end. So you just turf that and throw a new one in. This is the last one I've got of them actually, but I've started machining it down just because there's going to be a lot of material removed off this. So I've gone ahead and removed a fair bit of it, but I'll take you over to the book in a minute, over to me Emma's Spare Room Machine Shop design book. I will love that book, that's really, really handy. I've drawn it up. Now it does look a lot similar to Everett's. Sorry Everett if I pinch your design, mate, but I think it looks good. I've done a trial run on the thread cutting, and I'll grab that. Now there's this 1.25" by 12, I think it was. So, and I had an 1.25" by 12 nut. So that's what I settled with. I don't know whether you can see that real good there or not, but I'm pretty happy with that. This lathe doesn't like cutting it. Yeah, took a long time to cut that. It's too light in the back end here. It just wants to slip the belt, and yeah, it's just shit. As you can see, there's no wriggle there, very minimal wriggle. I'm really happy the way that come out, so I'm going to persevere and cut it on this one as well. This nut's got to be machined down a bit in diameter, or in length, sorry. So that'll be a little improvement there. But yeah, so please everyone, during this time of crisis, just be mindful of what you do and where you go. On everybody's staying the same. But I had to go up to the chemist yesterday, and the amount of kids in the street, you know, the people are taking them out of school, but they're letting them run around the street like nuts. That's crap. Use your brains, man. Just don't. No one's going to realise, some of these people aren't going to realise how serious it is until it takes one of their own family, I believe. That's the way I look at it. Until it's sitting on their back door and it's clicking their arse cheek, that's when they're going to realise how serious it is. And sadly, a lot of people, that's what's going to take for them to know how serious it is. But I'm not taking any chances. I'm already crook enough. So I take a handful of tablets in the morning and night. I don't want to be taking any more than that. We'll be jammed in hospital bed. So I'm going to take us over to the bench now and show you the drawing that I got, that I drew up, and make a start on this. Because I reckon there's going to be a pile of swarf like this when I'm finished, which I'm looking forward to. Righto guys, I'll see you at the bench. Righto, here we are. So this little bottom flange here is 1 3/4 inches. Then it drops down, reduces down to 1 1/4 inches, which goes through the actual clapper box. And this portion here will be where the thread is, 1 1/4 inches by 12. Then reduce down to 1150 thou, and that'll have 2 flats machined into it. Where the spanner, you can put a spanner on to do this nut up. I'm looking at around a 3/4 spanner to fit that roughly. And then I took a bit off at Everett here, and he said he was going to make his 5/8, but he decided on 700 thou. And I reckon that's a pretty good move just to keep the rigidity, because it's a lot of, yeah, this is 6 inches long, or nearly 7 inches long. It's a lot of stick out, a lot of tool pressure at the end, I believe, where you're going to get a bit of flex. So I'm taking borrowing your design, Everett. Hope you don't mind, old mate. Yeah, so that'll be what the story is here. And then in the end, have a square hole. Haven't decided on what side, probably only be 1/4. With a bolt in the end here to retain the tools in the end. Anyway, that's where we're up to. Now, I'm only about, I think it was 16 thou off being to the right diameter on the flange here. So then we've got a lot, yeah, you know, there's another 1/4 inch off each side, or 1/2 inch removed to come down to this diameter. So as you can see, there's a lot of material to be removed. But I ain't going anywhere. I ain't doing nothing. So I might as well just spin around the shop. There's always a good side to a bad side, isn't there? All these people that have, yeah, there's a lot of people whinging they're stuck at home, but hey guys, it's the best time to enjoy your families, you know. There's people out there that don't get to see their families this much. I bet you they're lapping it up. So I know I am. Yeah. Young fella's going to be devastated. He hasn't been out the shop this morning, and he spent a fair while cleaning up over the steel pile the other day, and he's just been pulled to bits. So he's got a job ahead of him again. But anyway, I'll get over here and start machining some off. So I'm not going to show the entire lot of machining all this off. I'm just going to bring his back when it gets closer to the final dimension, I don't want to bore the hell out of you that you'll unsubscribe. So anyway, over to the lathe. Okay, I hope this makes a bit of sense here. So from this line back to there is 4 inches. So it's got to be down to 700 thou. Little piece in here where the spanner's going to go is 750 mil long, 750 thou long, down to 1100 or 1.150 diameter. Then there's 2 inches here where it goes through the clapper box and the nut sits, which I may redo that bit there yet and shorten it up just to gain a little bit more on the end here. But that's down to 2 inches long at 1.25 inch diameter. And I know this is longer than 200 thou, but when I cut it off I want to be able to chuck it up on this end and machine it back. So that's going to be at 1.75 inches. So I'm going to rethink this section in here. It's just too much, it's too long there, so I may even go and remeasure the clapper box and the nut and see how much I can cut this back to shift this end forward, if you can get what I mean. Told you I'm really good at explaining stuff. Not. Yeah, I took the clapper box off and had a look. I'm going to leave it the way it is. And if it is too short, well, I just have to make another one later on if I ever want another long one, if I want it longer. But for doing a keyway and a pulley or something like that, I believe this is going to be long enough. I'm just worried about it being too long for the actual shaper. Yeah, anyway. So now I've got to turn, I've got the stop set up here. I've got to turn it down to 2 inch now, to 1.25 inch. So I'm nowhere near going to boys with taking all that off. So I'll just bring his back when I'm getting close to the final cuts. So it's 1.252. Okay, I'm down to the final cut for this this 1150 thou. This isn't a crucial dimension here. This is just a bit of a relief when I do the thread. Yeah, so that's the only reason I'm reducing that. It's only going to be 3/4 long in the end, this reduced section. I did get a bit of emery on this here, clean it up a little bit. So once I get this one down, then it's only a matter of turning the last section down to 700 thou. Now I have sped the lathe up to 1800 revs to this last cut to see if it makes any difference. Pipe on that bend of the lathe is getting fairly large. Any glue there. So thou over, it's alright. Okay, I'll mark that back and bring my work stock back up 3/4 of an inch. Then machine this down to 3/4. Look at my micrometer. Stop looking, found it. You see that there? 700 on the knot. I'll give that hit with a bit of Scotch Brite. Confession time, did make a screw up. I'm happy I had extra material on the end here. I've extended this diameter here back another 3/4 of an inch. I'm about to extend this one back another 3/4 of an inch. And then that's going to give me enough room to put a 45-degree taper from this diameter down to here. I just forgot all about that. So that was a fairly good screw up on my depot half there. But it's lucky I had material at the end here, and it's going to end up a touch longer, another 3/4 of an inch longer, which doesn't matter. So that's where I was up to. Just thought I'd let you in on that mistake. Rightio, there we go. I'll get these cut back in, and then I'll bring us back when I'm either doing the thread next or the taper. So I think I'll do the thread first because I've already got the compound, everything set to the right angle, and yeah, they really, if I can eliminate setting that one part of the setup, it'd be great. Okay, we're set up here to do this thread. Biggest trouble with this lathe is the lead screw. It's that fine. It's hard to hit the well, you disengage the half nuts when you go to engage it again. Just hit it right on the money. I'm not going to take any chances on this, so I'm just going to reverse the lathe each time. It's going to take longer, but so be it. So I've got a fresh hone on the tool. All dials are set to 0. So I'll do a scratch pass and see if we've got everything set right. And as Max Grant said, old school way, don't have a trough for the, you got to pull out instead of having a an undercut. So I'm going to have a crack at that this time. Thanks Max for making my job harder. but it's worth it, I think. That looks like we're on the money there. So we'll have a go at this. Bring that one back to 0. Give it a couple of thou. Hopefully we can get it all the way without having to screw up. I'm only going to take it very, very gentle because this lathe just doesn't like threading. Bring his back when you're getting closer towards the end of the show. But I went to go and do a test thread on the nut on the thread, and realised I hadn't machined the Nylex off this one yet. Good job, big fella here to have a go. So I got him on the old circular slide. He's even getting lazy and using the automatic cross slide. I've got the Nylex machined off it. Doing a good job. Getting tall, a big bucket too, isn't he? Well, we've got to put an extension on the arm to get a shot of his head. A good job, mate. What's the tongue poking out for? Come on, keep going. Never walk away from the machine. Doing a good job. Bit of homeschooling, isn't it?
Yeah.
Good homeschooling?
Best homeschooling.
What'd you say?
Best homeschooling.
Best homeschooling. I've got the thread done. I was getting quite concerned because not long after I turned the camera off, I got to the end and stuffed up, and it chipped the very end of the tool. So it looks like it's got a slight little chip in there now too, but anyway, thread's done. So I had to take the tool out and regrind it, put another hone on it, and try and get it back in to link up right, which successfully I did it. So as you can see, there's just got a tiny bit of play, which is next to none, so I'm pretty happy. And yeah, you're seeing Trent on the cranked up the old lathe and got him to machine the back of the Nylex nut off, which he done a good job, so he thoroughly enjoys doing it. So now I can, now that I've got that out of the way, which I was pretty worried about doing it, and it's actually cutting a thread without, this is the first time I cut a thread without actually putting a an undercut in there. It's not bad once you get in the rhythm of it to Plus I didn't disengage the half nuts the whole time, because with this lead screw being so fine, I didn't want to screw up there either. But I only bogged out once and chipped the end of the tool. But I'm really happy with that. That's got me a little bit excited, to be honest with you. So very happy. So I'm going to redo the compound now to a 45, and then I'll cut this taper in on here, and then work out where we're going to go from there. Slight change of plan, I reckon. Very happy with the thread, but because I screwed up and earlier on, and I set everything back 3/4 of an inch, I haven't pulled this section here back. So I was looking at it with the spanner. I don't really need a lot of room there, so I can afford to take this back a fair way. And then if I have to, I'll shorten the very end of it if it looks like it's too much sticky out. So that's what I'm going to run with anyway. So I'm probably going to shorten it back to about there, I'd say. So I don't know if you can see that real well or not. So I don't really need a lot for a hold a spanner in there while I do the nut up. Just take it back to there. So we'll run with that, eh? Sound like a plan, Dan? Don't feel too bad. Right. Well, I'm happy enough with that now. I can just a little bit of a light sand on that, light polish, and that'll look just nice. Bingo. Okay, we've successfully cut it off. Now I've just got to machine this section down to about 200 thou wide. Scotch Brite will clean anything up, eh? First one, I'll put a chamfer on that end there now. Try and do it dodgy style. Just want to break that edge. Not the best finishes, but it'll do. Okay, time we can do a test fit into the shaper. Happy times. See you out the shaper. Okay. It's a little bit sloppy, but it'll be right. There we go, it does fit. I've still got to somehow work out how I can put a clapper box lock on it. Still working on that idea. I'm not overly keen on drilling me shaper, but might just have to be. As far as this nut goes, I'm going to have to machine a bit off the thickness of this nut. Just reduce down the width a bit. What's there left to do? Put the hole on the end of it and tap it. Put a bit of thought into it and see if I do want to reduce this overall length a bit. I think it's a touch long, but I'll just have a good think about that. And mill the two flats on here for a spanner. So that's about all that's left to do. But I'm going to call it here on this one. Yeah, I'll split this up into two videos. So, see if I can bore you twice. Anyway, that's overall I'm really happy with that. So very happy. So if anyone's got any suggestions on drilling and what do you reckon I should do with this clapper box lock, let me know. If anyone's got a Douglas shaper that's got a lock on there and how they've done theirs or how theirs has been done, can you just let me know please? It'd be much appreciated. Alright guys, thanks for hanging around for the day. Stay safe everyone. I'll see you on part 2.